Good morning, YouTube. Captain Paul here, and today I am in Rome, Italy. Hey, Cap, what are you doing in Rome, Italy? Well, getting close here to the end, so I decided that anytime I have a few minutes, I'm going to go travel and see places that I love. So today I want to talk about something in the boating market that nobody talks about, and something that might help you when you're making your decision in buying a boat or a yacht. We talk a lot about the different training and things that I offer. Anybody needs any help, please, it's free to make a phone call. Just call me and let's talk about it and see if there's any way that I can help you. But today I want to talk about your exit strategy and why it's so important. Nobody talks about this in the boating market. And I've been talking to a lot of different people about a lot of different boat deals going on here. And if you understand, we've really talked about and touched on not getting emotionally involved with brokers, with the boats and stuff like that. Do it like it's a business deal. Well, if you're in a business deal, anybody in any situation, I'd equate it to almost like trading stocks or cryptos or anything else, is what's your exit strategy? And it's just something nobody talks about. I'll show you my view real quick. This is a small flat that I rented here on an Airbnb. It's just got a small bedroom. The reason I rent these things like this is because of that's St. Peter's right there. We're going to go to Mass on Saturday. We've got a bunch of tours set up to tour the city. I just walked over to the local grocery store, picked up some groceries for my trip. And another thing I do is I carry this backpack with me all the time. Whether I'm on a boat or traveling, I always have this backpack, and I used it to go to the store today, picked up some water, and picked up some groceries for the refrigerator. Also, another reason I rent these is because of the wash machine here. Because I live on the road so much, it's important that I'm able to wash my clothes. So I had to go pick up some laundry detergent. Anyway, let's get back to the strategy of your boat buying and why it's so important to have this exit strategy. If you know what your exit strategy is going in, it's going to determine what kind of boat you buy. And what I mean by that is if you want to, if you're going to buy a boat and you're going to go do America's Great Loop, and your exit strategy is to buy the boat, own it for 1 year, and then go do the loop for a year. And I can tell you this because I talk to a lot of people. And then they're going to sell the boat after that. So you're going to own the boat for 2 years. Well, if you're in that market and you're looking at boats, anything 20 years or newer are going to be a lot better on resale after you're finished with the boat. So you buy so it's 2025, so let's say 2005 today would be, you'd want to look at a 2007 if you were buying the boat today, and then your exit strategy was for 2 years because you want it to be 20 years or less because it's much easier for financing and insurance. And it opens up for so many more buyers. So it's just, now if your plan to own the boat is to own it for the next 10, 15, 20 years, that's a different plan. And you got to know what your plan is. And that one's going to be hard to make an exit strategy for, let's say, 2 years or 5 years. And then the year doesn't really matter. Also, if you're buying your boat and it's over 20 years old, exit strategy isn't as big a deal because after that 20-year mark, and we talk about this in so many of my videos, the boat becomes, it's deteriorated to a point that the insurance companies and the banks won't finance. They won't finance over 20 years old, and the insurance companies, your insurance options are less. If you buy a 20-year or newer boat, it's your insurance companies look at that differently, and you can do like Geico. You can do all of the regular, boat insurance places pretty much with no problem at all. But if you're over 20 years old, your options are much more limited, and the premiums go up and up and up because these insurance companies and banks have gotten smarter and smarter over the years, and then they know, they know what I know. Let's say that. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you today as I'm getting up here, getting going today, getting over to the grocery store, getting acclimated with Rome. It was a long flight. I hope you guys, that TWA experience in New York was absolutely cool. I think I really, really enjoyed it. And one of the big reasons, talk just for a second about this because I don't want to touch on this too much, but as we get older, and I make the decision, like, why am I in Rome by myself here visiting the city and seeing the landmarks and going to the different places, is because someday I would like to take a boat across and across the pond and then see, and getting myself familiarized with the different cultures, the different places. And I can tell you, it's the same thing as like doing America's Great Loop. Why so many people fail at America's Great Loop is because it's very challenging. I'm walking into an environment where I have no idea. I just went through the grocery store, have no idea what I'm looking at. I have no idea what I'm doing actually. I do have a plan, and I did pre-book all of my outings pretty much. But after that, like my free time in the city is, I don't know where to go or what to do or what to see. I don't speak the language. And it's just like the same thing as doing America's Great Loop. It's speaking that language. Like, you want to go on America's Great Loop? I know the loop like the back of my hand because I've done it now like 3 or 4 times. I'd be on my 4th time. And so it's not a different language to me, but that's why so many people fail. And so many people, fear is the factor of, that kills everything. And the same thing out here. I was talking to my son last night, and he says, he used to travel like this. He used to love the challenge of it, but now he's happily getting married, and soon he'll have his wife, and they do a lot of traveling right now already together. And he says now he enjoys that part of life. And it's like we're the opposite right now. Anyway, I hope you guys get some value out of these videos. Again, anybody needs any help with anything, we're getting involved with a lot of stuff like Regel right now. I'm going to go do some training on that and get you guys some videos. I do have some videos that are going to be coming out here in the very near future. I also, we started Wake Safe. It's a nonprofit organization. We're going to be proud sponsors of that, and we're going to get more and more involved. I've got a couple shows booked now where I'm going to actually go do speeches, and I'll let you guys know. I'll give you guys those dates and stuff like that. I think we're going to go try and do the Loop rendezvous over in Gulf Shores this year because we have a couple boats over there, so we want to look at that venue. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you live life with no regret. I do, and thank you guys so much for watching. You have no idea. And I want to hear in the comments, what's your exit strategy? If your exit strategy is to live on the boat for the rest of your life and then die on it, that's an exit strategy. It is an exit strategy. Or is it to do America's Great Loop? Or is it to do the Bahamas? Or is it to do the West Coast and go into Alaska? Anyway, peace out. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I can't do this channel without you. And God bless, and have a great day.